Alright, yo, we got a new video. Well, not. I like chewing on shit. I should chill. It's a bad habit. We got a new video. Well, not a new video, but we got a video to react to. That's not fresh and fit. That's not about alpha male and all that bullshit. But it is about podcasts. So let's see what it's about. I didn't watch it, so this is gonna be a version reaction. TikTok's worst podcast. Let's get it. I didn't even know TikTok had podcasts.
We are currently in a podcasting renaissance for dudes with terrible opinions. And this is why...
Bro, that's what I'm telling y'all. That is why I'm telling y'all. Once I get my viewers up there, once I get my subscribers up there, bro, we're going to start a podcast. Because I promise you, our shit going to be better than everybody else's. Because we actually got good opinions, bro. We make sense. We got logic on our side. I'm telling y'all, bro. Subscribe to me. Follow me. Follow me. Subscribe. Like the video. Comment, bro. Before it gets to the point so you can say, I was here, bro. I was here. I was a part of the first 100, first 200 subscribers. I'm still here from day one. Let's get it, man. Let's watch this shit.
Women should stop having sex. It's scientific. Have you heard this? No. Studies have recently shown that women who engage in sexual activity are at increased risk of ruining the vibe. I know that's right, brother. And not texting me back. You know, that reminds me, because I heard a guy shouting on the subway this morning, King, that women are actually a psyop from the government, what? To mind control society. And that is why they have boobs. We gotta get this guy on. Now, I don't know where this trend started.
What the fuck?
Probably like 34 AD, but I know it's reached a boiling point recently with Fresh and Fit, which, as far as I can tell, is a podcast about calling women dumb.
This is the perfect example that you can be dumb as a girl and make it through life, bro.
What? No.
Fresh and Fit revolutionized the misogyny podcast format. Instead of just having two men talk amongst themselves about meat or whatever, they bring on 10 women to talk over. And when they're not yelling at them, they're asking the women leading questions about promiscuity.
If you didn't care and it didn't matter, you would say your body count. But it does matter, which is why you don't want to say it.
No,
That's the
it's
point.
just because it's private.
Whether they would give up
How much money you make? Oh, no, I'm not going to say that. Oh, it's because you care about how much, it's because you broke. It's because it's private, bro. She right. Her body count, your body count is private. But at this, no. Just because you don't care, no. Fuck, it's hard. It's hard to play devil's advocate. If you don't care about something, like, yeah, you don't care about it. Like, I don't care about how much money I got, how much is in your bank account. I got like $3 to my name right now, bro. I don't give a fuck. I'll show y'all. Like, type shit, right? Versus, oh, what's your body count? Oh, I don't care about my body. What is it? I'm not telling you. I thought you don't. It's not the same. It's a private matter. Yeah, that's right. It is a. I'm not gonna put. She's on a Fresh and Fit podcast that she's never gonna be on again, probably, or she's never gonna do again, for a bunch of random people to judge it. And you already see how the podcast is going, or you already know what these niggas is known for fucking slut shaming or whatever. But it's okay for Myron over there to have 1,000 fucking Pug over there to have 1,000 bodies, apparently. Whatever. Somebody asked this nigga to name 10 bitches he fucked. 10 bitches with receipts, and then maybe I'll believe that he fucked 1,000 bitches. Or 100. 100 is a very little number in relative terms to 1,000. You feel me? So, yeah. With that being said, let's continue.
Instagram for a man.
I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating, especially if she has scantily clad photos of herself on the internet and she's not making money off of it, which a lot of women tend to do.
And why their standards are too high.
Do you think women in general today are realistic or delusional about their dating standards on what they want and what they think they deserve?
And if the women disagree with the host, or he just got up on the wrong side of the bench press, they get kicked off the show. There's
The wrong side of the bench press. I fucking
a
love
full
it.
supercut of Myron getting emotional and kicking women off the show.
Men overwhelmingly prefer a girl that is not promiscuous and doesn't come with a past.
Okay.
That's a fact. That's not my opinion or what I think. It's men, if given the chance, would prefer a girl that isn't promiscuous
Okay.
or has a past.
Okay.
I don't know. Some niggas like hoes. Some niggas like a bitch that know what they doing in bed. So you can't really say that. But every bitch has a past. Especially in this day and age. Name a 21-year-old virgin. Find me one. I'll wait. No. Go ahead. Go. I'll wait, bro. I'll wait. Go ahead. Oh, no? All right, cool. My bad.
So that's not small-minded.
Okay.
Yo, get the fuck off the show, bro.
Because that's what
What she do? She's saying okay. What she do?
Big strong men do when faced with adversity. They kick their enemies off their podcast. It's a tale as old as time. Ed 2, Brutus? Get out of the studio, Caesar. Bro, just let me finish talking about these aqueducts. I unplugged your mic. Bro, that's just rude. Okay, Al. But I don't want to talk about Fresh and Fit anymore. No. Because it's too black. That's a joke, of course, but where the Fresh and Fit podcast is shot at night, often has on women of color to embarrass, and stars two black guys named Myron and Fresh. The whatever
God, this nigga
color
ugly,
to embarrass, and stars two
God, this nigga is ugly, and he's 28, bro. He really look like he 80. Holy shit, this nigga ugly. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
two black guys named Myron and Fresh. The Whatever podcast, which the rest of this video is about, is the exact opposite. It's shot in the day.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bitches. What is you wearing, shorty? Alright.
There are far fewer guests of color, and it's hosted by a white guy named Brian. Though, for flavor, he does stylize his name as Brixon. I don't know why, but what I do know is that they're gentrifying misogyny podcast now, and that's cool. Oh, and for those who are getting a little uncomfortable right now, I'm allowed to make these jokes because I don't know if you noticed, but I also have a podcast. Before we get into that, let's talk about today's sponsor, Factor. Factor.
Nah. We ain't talking about shit.
My favorite EO
Yeah.
also
fuck you.
shares similarities. Fresh
I'm jealous because I ain't get no sponsorship, so fuck you. Nah, let me stop.
guest to assert his masculine dominance. That's my name, for 50% off your first Factor box. Thanks again to Factor for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the video. Instead of yelling at his guest to assert his masculine dominance, like Fresh and Fit, Brian grumbles meekly while looking off screen for reassurance. Their co-hosts also share similarities. Fresh, who has a real name, I presume, but they just call him Fresh, is mostly a background player to Myron and often defers to his lead. On the flip side, Brian's co-host is also deferential to his lead by virtue of the fact that she is a sex doll named Kiki.
I'm your host, Brian Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host,
Yo, this who oh my.
Kiki. She's a bit shy. Okay.
Kiki, do you love me? Okay,
Okay, a few quick announcements.
Brian introduces her like that in every episode, and it's so funny, dude. The format of the Whatever podcast may sound familiar to you. The host brings on a panel of entirely too many guests, stretching the limits of how many Shure SM7Bs can fit on a
1, 2, 3.
table. The show then asks
Stop, touchscreen, no, go away, I want to count.
guests,
fuck it.
stretching the limits of how many Shure
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this bitch back here.
SM7Bs can fit on a table. The show then asks incredibly original and hard-hitting questions like, what is your body count?
What's your body count? Body count doesn't matter. What's your body? Oh my God.
If you didn't care and it didn't matter, you would say your body count.
Would you give up Instagram for a man?
So would you get rid of your Instagram or social media for a marriageable man?
And this last one I've never heard before. Why are women's standards so high? An investigation. You know, for a podcast about modern dating, they sure do talk a lot about traditional values.
What do you think is would men have that's
Like
not equal?
unfairness towards men.
Yeah. Like I understand like the draft. I was wondering what other
You mentioned the draft. So yes, men are the exclusive subjects to military conscription. Women are entirely exempt. Men throughout all of human existence have been 99.999% of military casualties. Just on this sole grievance, I would say that the suffering men have experienced when it comes to warfare outweighs all of women's collective grievances probably 1,000 times over.
Where you finding this information at for, my boy? Let me know.
I'd encourage all of you to watch All Quiet on the Western Front.
I do love listening to talk of the horrors of war while the drop comes in. So in this clip, the guest acknowledges that war is bad and a mandatory conscription is a form of oppression and is asking for other forms of oppression that men face. And Brian's response is to just go on and on about the draft. Also, women weren't really allowed to serve in combat throughout history, in America at least, you know, because they were supposed to be rearing children and taking care of the home. And when they could enlist, it was as a secretary or a nurse. And to do combat, they would have to pull a Mulan. Or a She's the Man, depending on how aggressive you view men's soccer. Also, The reaction shots here are like exclusively of women giving blank stares while Brian goes on and on about the draft, which I'm
Yeah, like, bro, you gotta understand your audience. Like, you're using shit that these bitches don't even fucking understand or can't even fucking fathom. They look like this fucking bimbos, bro. I'm sorry. They just look like fucking bimbos, bro.
sure
God.
a lot of women recognize this stare. And it's funny to me because they edited this themselves. Brian does not come off well in this, and this is on the official TikTok page. He really told those ladies about men suffering. I don't know that he did.
So you said one of your big issues is that men cheating, right? If you could find a guy that you, let's say in magical world, you guaranteed knew that he would never cheat on you.
Why is that? I've never cheated on my partner. Because once I know I'm in a relationship, I know a relationship is, you know, commitment. I've never cheated on a partner. But if and also when I was going through my whole phase, every bitch that I spoke to, I told them, listen, I'm not trying to be committed right now. I need to get to a point in my life where being committed to somebody is gonna slow that down. It's gonna be a hindrance to that. Because I need to give you certain things that I don't feel like I can give to you right now. Being time, loyalty, fucking understanding, like whatever it is, I support financially and emotionally. I'm not in a stage in my life where I could get that to you. And a lot of other niggas are like that. People don't get into, you don't have to be in a relationship if you going, if you know you're going to cheat, why be in a relationship? That's just stupid as fuck. You don't know what cheating does to the opposite, the person that got cheated on. As a person that got cheated on, you don't know the damage that shit can do to people. So why would you ever want to put somebody through that? I don't understand.
His one condition, though, is that you could not go out to bars, clubs, and parties anymore, ever. Would you be with that man?
Absolutely not.
There it is. There it
What do you
is.
mean? Of course not. That's controlling. And
I don't know. To you, that's controlling. I don't think so. If it's somebody that you want to marry, he tells you, I don't want you to go to a club, party, or bars no more, where guys are constantly fucking hitting on you, where you're gonna get drunk, and you're probably the type of person who who doesn't have the self-control to say no. Why would you? Or why? I don't see that's controlling. That's being, you know, you're respecting a relationship. What your man got to do. I'm sure if you had a man, you wouldn't want him doing certain shit, and he would respect that shit. But that's not controlling on that end. So it's just like the shit is weird. But she said if she's saying no off rip, then that's the man. If he gets into a relationship with her, still knowing that this is how she feels, then he really can't say nothing about it because you know what you were getting into. But if she never told you, she said, you know what, I'll be fine with doing that shit and does it behind your back. That's a whole different story.
I'm not here for that.
It's not.
Welcome back to Women Be Crazy Contestant 2. Final question. Would you give up all of your personal freedoms for a man who takes out the trash? No. There it is.
I don't think, nah, that's not the question. It said a marriageable man, meaning that nigga to support you financially, meaning that they could take care of you, can hold down the household, can do whatever. And he's not saying, so going to a bar, going out to clubs and going out drinking, that's all of your financial freedom? I mean, that's all of your freedom? You could still do so much. If that's your whole life, then you're a very shallow individual. You're a very shallow individual. So I'm gonna disagree with your point here. Jarvis, I'm gonna disagree with you here, bro.
Got her. Guards, take her away. Hey, that's all we have for this week on Women Be Crazy. Tune in next week where we ask 3 hot singles if they spend a year in a dungeon for their man's fantasy team. See you next time. It's so funny to me that the context for finding a man who doesn't cheat is a magical world. Like, it's so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why is that a magical world, gang?
so unbelievable, it's fiction.
The mythical wizarding world has everything. Witches, warlocks, a guy who keeps it in his pants, fantasies of your wildest imagination.
Sorry. I'd also like to point out the guy at the end of this clip.
It's not.
Yes, it is. You're literally controlling what your significant other can do because of your own insecurity.
It's not, bro. It's not controlling. It's not insecurity. It's about respect in a relationship. I don't want my girl to be going to clubs. I don't want my girl to be out here dating whatever. I don't want my girl to be doing X, Y, and Z. It's not controlling because as the girl, she's supposed to she has the final say at the end of the day. If I tell you, hey bitch, don't cheat, and she says I and still goes out and cheat, you know, she could just say I and still go do it. If she says yes, she's giving me the power She submitted to me and allowing me to and following by my boundaries and by my standards. That's not controlling. I don't know if she's allowing it. Controlling is locking every time you leave, locking that bitch up in the basement, chaining her to some shit, and leaving her there and be like, alright, you ain't allowed to do shit until I come back. That's controlling. It's an extreme version, but that's controlling. If a girl doesn't go to, unless if she goes again, you beat the bitch's ass and she never that's also controlling. No, that's not the case. If I tell a girl I don't want you to go to the club and she says okay, that's not controlling. She's letting me set those boundaries and she's fine with following it. The same way if she has certain boundaries she doesn't want me to do, and I can either okay or disagree with it. That's how a relationship works.
That they'll cheat on you. It's textbook controlling behavior. I don't know what to tell you, Chase. But hey, these guys always claim that they're being taken out of context on clips that they edit themselves. So I went ahead and found the full episode, which was not easy, by the way. It's not like it's labeled or anything. I had to go one by one. And when I finally found it, the episode was 3.5 hours long. And the context was worse.
No, it's not. Here's the thing. Here's what Brian's getting at, okay? If I find a girl that I want to make my wife, and I find her super attractive.
Your wife. Okay.
Yeah, because that's what I.
What do you mean make? She's that. What do you make your wife? You can't force anybody to be. It's obviously if she's his wife, she said yes to the fucking marriage proposal, right? What do you mean make your wife? Like that. Like what is the girl trying to say right now? He is making her wife because he's the one that's proposing to her. He's the one that's saying, "Listen, I want to marry you." Whoop de whoop. The girl could do that shit too, but that's not the norm. That's not supposed to be. You feel me? I would never want my girl propose to me. That's just, to me, I wouldn't want that. That's no, I'm good. But I'm saying, like, it is make the same way they're boyfriend and girlfriend. I make this girl, she makes him the same way he makes her his wife. She makes him her husband.
I would make her my wife.
Yeah, because that's what I would do. I would make her my wife. Jessica, is that your name?
Yeah, that's my name.
I'd like to make you my wife. Oh, I mean, I'm flattered, but we just met. Not asking. Guards, hey!
You are a feminist. You're 100% a feminist. That is
You are a little feminist, aren't you? Look at me, equal rights. She has opinions. This is adorable.
If I found some great woman, she's beautiful, I want to make her my wife, okay? If she's like, yeah, I want to go out to clubs all the time without you, it's like, okay, I don't want that, because what happens is beautiful women go to clubs and they get hit on by chads.
And I'm scared. I don't want a chad to steal my wife. There's no way my wife could resist a chad. Look.
You know what? I'm gonna compare. I'm gonna use this analogy. It's like if you buy a car, they make you get insurance, right? Because let's say that car gets into an accident, you get into an accident, whether it's your fault or not. Let's even say it's not your fault. The car, it's the other person's fault. The car gets into a wreck, the car is fucked up. Now you have insurance to cover that shit, right? If a girl is going to, if you don't want your girl to go to a club, that's kind of like because if she goes to a club, she is gonna get hit on. She's gonna have drinks in her system. Now I'm not saying girls don't have self-control like that, but not many club goer girls can. They go to clubs for whole culture, for one night stands, or whatever the case might be. You feel me? Especially if she's by herself. If they're together, it's understandable. Yeah, whatever. We go to the club, we chilling. But if you're going out there with your single female friends, who are behaving in a single manner, doing single shit, you feel me? As a man, I wouldn't want my girl to be there, especially if I know she doesn't have the willpower, the mind to say no. Why not just avoid it altogether? Like if I know that there's this highway is fucking full of niggas driving mad fast, doing drifts and all that shit, and I know I don't and I have insurance. Even though I have insurance, I'm still gonna avoid that highway because I don't want to get into a crash. It's kind of like that. So I don't know, Jarvis. I don't know.
Look at him. This worldview is so common in these circles, and it's rooted in insecurity. Like,
it's not insecurity, bro, to have boundaries, to have standards. The girl, at the end of the day, has an ultimate choice whether she's like, okay, I accept them, I agree with them or not. It's not insecurity to have boundaries, to have standards. It's called self-respect.
If your girlfriend is getting attention from men, which you feel is threatening, and your response is to control her access to the world, then that's just controlling and very insecure. This woman then clarifies that she's only talking about going out with her friends, but that shouldn't even matter, because if your relationship is only surviving because your girlfriend hasn't been in the same room as a Chad, then you're in the wrong relationship. Trust is a fundamental part of relationships, and these men
Trust is a fundamental part of it, but so is respect.
Seem to fundamentally lack it. They believe that if their partner tells them that they won't cheat, then they're fucking lying, and they're actually always looking to cheat. And so then they have to quote unquote mitigate risk, but I'm sorry, that's just a bananas way to live your life. Here's an idea. Trust your partner, and if they break that trust, have a conversation or break up. It is a much healthier alternative than locking them in a anti-Chad for.
You know what? Let's play a game. Let's play a game right here. Let us play a game, okay? Alright. I'm gonna be the girl. Me without the hat is the girl. Alright? Oh. Yo, hey baby, what's up? What you doing? Nothing, you know. Just chilling, minding my business. How about you? You look good. What's your name? Yeah, you know, they call me Medi. You know, I'll be out here doing my thing. But listen. Real talk. I like you. I'm feeling you. I want you to be my girlfriend. Is you down with that? Like, you fucking with a kid? Oh my God, I've been waiting forever for you to ask me this. Yes, I want you to be my boyfriend too. Oh my God, let's do that. I don't know why she sounds like this, but let's just go with this, you know? Oh my God, yes, let's do it. Okay. You know what? I bet, babe. I'm fine with being your boyfriend. But listen, I got a couple rules to this shit. I got a couple do's and don'ts. You feel me? You go either accept it or don't. Here's my rules. I have some boundaries. Be honest with me. Be open with me. Be truthful. I guess that's the same as honest or whatever. And I don't want you. Since now that we're exclusive, I don't want you going to clubs no more. I don't want you going to bars with your single girlfriends, a club with your single girlfriends. If you and us want to go together, we can go together. As an end, I just don't want you in that type of environment because we both know what a clubbing environment is. Okay, you know what? You're right. I can see where you coming from. Clubs is a bunch of fucking single guys trying to hit on girls, and you don't want me in that. You don't want me in that environment because guys can take advantage. And you know, when I get off that liquor, I can't handle nothing. But you know what? Okay, I got some do's and don'ts too. I don't want you talking to this bitch no more because she likes you and we're in a relationship, but she's not gonna respect that. I don't want you going to clubs either. I don't want you to go in the bars either. And I want you to be honest. I want you to be faithful, and I want you to be fucking down for me. I want you to have my back the same way I might have your back. You know what, babe? You're right. I got you. Let's agree to that. Or let's go. Let's play another scenario. Oh, babe, you fine as fuck. You know what? Listen, we've been talking for a minute. I like you. You know what? I want to go out with you. I want you to be my girlfriend. But with that shit comes with certain things. I wouldn't want you to go to clubs no more. I wouldn't want you to hang out with your single friends in like a party setting. You could go see them, go to brunch, go to lunch, go to dinner, whatever the fuck it is. But I wouldn't want you going to clubs, going to certain parties, going to certain bars. I would want you doing whoop-de-whoop. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to give up my club. I don't want to. What are you? You insecure? You don't want it? Well, you don't want me to go to club? You think I'm gonna cheat on you? Are you serious? Are you serious? Why would I do that? Oh my God, no. You know what? Alright, cool. That's your preference. If you don't feel like I'm the guy that's worth not going to clubs for no more, if you don't want to, you don't respect me enough to respect that as one of my boundaries and not cross it, then I respect it. So you know what? Forget what I said. I don't want to be with a girl that has the type of moral. I mean, that has the type of morals or principles or whatever words you want to use. That has the type of shit that you have. I don't want to be with a girl like that. Oh my God, you insecure bitch. You think I'm gonna cheat on you? Oh my God, no. Yeah, you can call me whatever you want, shorty. But listen, now that's just me. That's just how I feel. That's my preferences. That's how I feel like a relationship should be. You should be exclusive to each other. You respect me. I respect you. You respect my boundaries. I respect your boundaries. Simple as that. And fellas, well, what he said is right. No matter what you do, no matter what happens, a girl will, like, if a girl is gonna cheat, she's gonna cheat. You telling her not to go to a club, you telling her not to go to a bar, you telling her to whatever, she's going to cheat. No matter what the fuck you do, Because unless you with that bitch 24/7, even if you with her 24/7, bro, then that's a little controlling. If you don't trust her to just go out grocery shopping and not to cheat, whatever, there's gonna be guys anywhere that the girl goes. You feel me? So if the girl is gonna cheat on you, no matter what the fuck you do, no matter how many boundaries you set, no matter how many shit that you try to get her not to do, she's going to do it. She's gonna cheat. You can't control if a girl is gonna cheat. Yes, you can mitigate the risk by setting certain boundaries, and a girl who respects you will abide by those boundaries. A girl who wants to be with you will abide by those boundaries. It's just that simple. Why is it so? Why do people make it seem like having respect for your partner is, whether it's a male or a female, having respect for your partner is an issue? I can never understand that shit, because it's respect. Yeah, in a relationship. You feel me? But hey, maybe I'm fucking retarded. Maybe my take don't make no fucking type of sense. Maybe I'm a fucking simp for having standards and having values, having morals don't make no. It's fine. It's understandable. It makes sense. If I'm your partner, you should allow me to be able to fucking have some say in a relationship, especially if it doesn't make me feel. Well, whether the girl is talking about, I want you talking to that. Why don't they talk? Oh, you just insecure. You don't trust your man. Why is it when a guy has an issue, or guy has boundaries, they're insecure about the shit? Having boundaries and having respect for your relationship and respect for your partner, or wanting your partner to have respect for themselves, it's not, to me, it's not insecurity. It's reasonable. It makes sense. Relationships are 50-50. Is built on compromises. Yeah, both got to compromise something. If something is a deal breaker for one person, and to you feel like, you know what, it's a deal breaker for you, but I know I can't give it up, I can't be with you. It's honestly that simple. But I'm going back and forth. So let's get back to the video. Let's get back to the video.
Fortress.
If you go out once or twice a year with, like, it's some birthday party, I think that would be okay, right, Chase?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not saying you can't go anywhere. You can go to 1 or 2 birthday parties a year, right, Chase? Like, this woman has to ask Brian and Chase if she's allowed to go outside. These guys are so transparently sad. I don't know why they don't realize that the hottest, most confident thing a man can be is by trusting their partner, being like, oh yeah, babe, go have fun, go do whatever, because we have such a strong relationship that we're always going to come back to each other, and there's love and trust between us, you know?
That's true. You're right. But you have to get to that level. You don't just start dating someone off day one and have that instant fucking trust and connection. You have to build to that shit. If you start a relationship and you don't want her to go in the clubs, and then she shows you she's been placed in positions to cheat on you, she's been placed in whatever to do certain things, and she doesn't show you, later, I promise you, as a man, later down the line, you know what, I trust you, babe, you could go to clubs. If you want to go to club, you could go to club. But the girl that I'm gonna make my girl, she wouldn't want to go to a club. I wouldn't be dating a club goer, because I know the type of lifestyle that they live, and I know the type of girls that typically go to clubs, especially if they're going every single weekend. I can't do it personally. Me personally, I can't do it. But you just don't. Of course, you get into a relationship that's trust off rip, but the type of trust you're talking to, that shit takes a while to build. You get to that level because you really don't know that person like that. You don't know how they act in a relationship sense. You know how they act when they're single, but you don't know the type of character that they are as a relationship. So like, yo, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
What I mean? Or you could even be like, oh yeah, nobody does it like me, babe. I'm like the best in town. All of this, I'm so sorry, by the way. Nobody's gonna cheat on that. And if she does, she's missing out on all of, have I mentioned all of this? They're so threatened by a woman's independence. And it's really like, I don't know, it reveals a lot about their worldview.
I don't go to bars, clubs, parties. So, and I think that's the case with Chase too.
It is.
By the way, not going out is fine. Preferring a partner with similar like habits is fine. But the projection happening here is 4K HD. It's in IMAX. We're in a theater. It's projecting. You see the simile? Also, Brian does go to bars, and I know this because he tells the saddest stories about it.
If a woman goes to a bar or club, at least one guy, a couple guys are gonna hit on her.
Also, the sex doll thing and the fact that they cut to the sex dolls in their shorts as if to get a reaction shot is like, the most like transparent objectification of women. The woman that co-hosts his podcast is actually an object. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. That's a little on the nose, I think.
I don't know if that's what they intended it to be. They just probably thought it would be funny and left it at that. Not everything is as deep as it gets. I don't want to sound like I'm defending this nigga, but I feel like the shit that this nigga is making a problem is really not. It's really not an issue, and he's choosing to interpret shit to the extreme versus like what they're trying to get at. Or maybe the niggas on the man are doing it to the extreme, but I just don't think like having boundaries or standards for your relationship and shit. That's how a good relationship is built, and that's how that shit is gonna work. So I just don't think having boundaries or boundaries or morals or whatever the fuck you want to call it in a relationship is cause for insecurity. That's just me.
A guy goes to a bar or club, just goes in the corner, right? Nobody's gonna talk to him the entire fucking night. He's gonna stand there, all alone.
He's just going to be in a corner. No one's going to talk to him the entire night. No one's going to ask him about his podcast or where he got so many cool flannel shirts. They'll just look and they'll point and they'll say, look at that loser, Brian. Look at that loser, Ryan.
Let's not act like it doesn't happen, though. Let's not act like the shit that he's talking about is not an extreme. I mean, let me not say not extreme. It's normal. Believe it or not. Go to clubs. I'm not a club girl, but I could tell you, there's a lot of niggas that go to clubs just to be a bunch of group of niggas standing together, dancing around, looking at bitches. They're the one that have to go to the bitches. Like, they're right, though. He's right, though. Niggas have to be the one to approach a bitch unless you got some sort of clout, unless you're Chris Brown, Trey Songz, or you just a crazy good-looking nigga. A bitch is really not going to approach you like that. You're the one that have to put in that effort to approach them. So what he's saying is not wrong. What he's saying is not false. So I don't get why homie making it seem like it is.
That's his name? His name is different than mine because he's not me. This time you can even see the women holding back a laugh because of how pathetic this is. Official TikTok, by the way. The whole podcast feels like him describing his negative experiences with women and then looking for their validation.
So are you guys familiar with the dating app Bumble?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Bumble is a dating app where the girl has to message first.
Very familiar.
And I was on there for a bit. I'm not on there anymore. But my experience on Bumble is finally, the women, y'all have the power. 90% of the first messages I got were, hey. And I had a fucking interesting as fuck profile too. Like, if it was me seeing that profile, I could come up with like 10 different things I could open up with.
My profile was interesting as fuck, dude. I had theorems, postulates. There was a map to a treasure, not to mention a photo of me holding a big fish. And all you can say is, hey. Women don't deserve rights. Right, ladies? Now that you've gotten a bit of a taste of whatever it is they're cooking, let's look at the raw ingredients that make up the whatever smoothie. You've got Brian on the mic. His laptop held up by some of the great wars of history. World War I, World War II, A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin. You've got Kiki on the mic. She's shy. She's also not on the mic. In this corner, you've got OnlyFans models and literal college students. They think they're on a fun show about dating, but surprise, they're going to debate Chase. On every episode, there's always a Chase. And by Chase, I mean a conservative content creator who Brian has brought on to debate his guests for him because he's not so good at it. This isn't always the case, but more often than not, the show devolves into Brian's conservative guests debating with sex workers in college.
Yeah, I feel like that's also the thing. The demographics is nothing but sex workers and like fucking bimbos. Like bring people that really got shit to say. Bring in that Brittany Reiner shit. Cause she really seemed like she has shit. She has some opinions that she would debate people about.
College girls who are just trying to have a good time.
I like to go out. When I go out, I'm not going out looking for a guy.
Yeah.
I'm not going out looking to flirt. I want to jam.
That's what girls say.
Like Mr. Make You My Wife, Chase, is a super conservative God guy on Twitter with a big following and hashtag pureblood in his bio, which I thought was a race thing, but it turns out it's just a COVID thing. Awesome. Oh, and hashtag Bitcoin. Why is it always crypto bros? They're catching a stray here for some reason. And then, of course, he had on that guy that defended domestic abuse. Trigger warning for that.
You can't divorce. That's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive.
You got to endure. People are too...
Yeah, nah, this nigga's out of pocket. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
People nowadays are just
For anyone that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay,
The whole squad is weird. I found this expired casting call for the podcast where they really just say it's a podcast about modern dating and relationships. So it did say that you could bring a girlfriend with you, but what it didn't say is that if you carpool, Brian will kick you all out together.
Leave.
This is Sparta!
All right, I have to take her with me.
That's fine.
So stay woke, ladies. Get an Uber. But I do think the majority of the guests come from Instagram. I know that the show does reach out to people, but also they encourage people to reach out to them. And why would someone do that? Well, for the models on OnlyFans.
My bad, I gotta pause it because I don't know why that video that I posted got copy straight for fucking 2 minutes of a clip. I'm guessing it's because of Fresh and Dick, but let's go.
Despite the fact that they're getting shamed on the show, I've heard that it can lead to some pretty good conversion for their platform, and it's funny how that works. Interesting. Some of the women even use this as an opportunity to Uno reverse the show and farm them for viral TikTok clips.
The ladies to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10.
1.
But come on, 1.
I mean, isn't this a humbleness test? Like you say something over 6 and they humble you anyway?
Ooh. I mean, she right.
Yeah, but
Is that too low? 5.
Yeah, but
She said, "Is that too low for a 5?" Just before I like it.
you're not supposed to know. I asked Farhad, the person from this clip, why she went on the whatever podcast, and she said, "I was surprised at how shaky the host values / how easily debunkable / inconsistent so much of his talking points are. It really just surprised me that a podcast like this is popular in this day and age, and the theme / concept feels so outdated." So basically, I went on to go and say obvious things that debunk the show. Even though Brian may deny it, the show clearly has an agenda, which you can tell from like everything they've ever produced. She thinks dating is hard for women. LOL. He like had to let you know what his opinion was. It's pretty funny. Like you could have just left it. She rates herself a 10. Delusion. Brian kicked out disrespectful girl. Must watch.
Vibe is so bad.
it's really not. You're the one who made it all.
It's been bad the whole time, and I'm sorry.
It was bad when people started disagreeing with
regret
you.
coming on.
Sorry.
It was my fault.
Okay.
Well, you
see
can
ya.
go, really.
You can leave. Get up. Leave.
You're shaking too now. Hey, we're both shaking.
Okay.
Wait, you're literally capable of shaking my
You can leave. You can leave.
Wait, what?
I thought she said you were shaking.
No,
I was
I'm
checking
okay.
on you.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, get out.
I gotta give her my number first.
Rage quit.
She's leaving. Okay.
Wow.
I'm trespassing you. You now have to leave.
You wanna stay
Get
with
out of my studio. Hey, get out.
I can't give her my number.
No, you have to leave.
Why now you got my
Damn.
Oh yeah, she was so disrespectful. Oh my god, dude, so disrespectful. Last but certainly least is the chat. The show is live streamed, which allows you to see the women hating in real time and donate, of course.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Just.
Damn, nigga, $200. Don't give me my chemical hormones. Don't give me my chemical hormones. Don't give me my chemical hormones a fire. I don't get it.
Mount_whatever is donated $200. Don't give my chemical hormones a firearm.
My Chemical Home. It's a fire. I guess that's your nickname. By the way, can you give me one of those fingerless gloves for me to wear?
The chat behavior typically goes like this. If a man is speaking, it's W man, big W Chad. And then if a woman is talking, they'll say dumb lady, bad lady. And then they'll spam 304, which is a little code. And it's the most middle school shit I've ever seen.
I also saw 304 in the chat. What does
What
that
does
mean?
304 mean?
Area code, probably.
It was like
Nice. They don't know. They don't know. That's the joke. For those who don't have their TI 84 Silver Edition on hand, if you type 304 into a calculator and turn it upside down, it spells hoe. So thanks for coming to class today. There will
Yeah, that's really some bro.
will be a quiz. 304 caught lying on whatever podcast. 304 with double standards. It's like everywhere. It's like a universal code for incels. 304 is a little nostalgic for me because it takes me back to a more wholesome time where we used to spell hello and boobs in our calculator. Sounds like these guys need a 5318804. Hobbies. The chat is another example of Brian being a meek little worm. He won't come out and body shame his guests himself, but if someone in the chat does it, he'll laugh at it, or he'll offer his full-throated support for the low cost of $99. Fat phobia incoming, by the way.
Astrology, because
Hold on just a sec.
Mike Davis donated $200.
Thank you, Mike Davis.
I don't mean to make this personal, but only in this Western backward culture can a hippo have a roster. And these females who will shriek at Mike Davis were seconds away from bursting in laughter, so STFU. Sorry, just addressing the elephant in the room.
Alright, so listen. Everybody has, I don't think that's fat phobia. Everybody, it's been since day one of fucking society, bro. Being fat was objectively a bad thing. And health-wise, it's still a fucking bad thing. I don't know why all of a sudden that we encouraging overweight people or obese people that, yes, you're perfect, girl, don't do nothing. Why does it matter? If being fat is so praised, then you should be hyped up about this. You got called a hippo, which is the biggest fucking, hippos live on land, and I'm gonna say land. The big, elephants. Hippo, fat is whatever. You know hippos are fat, right? If fat is beautiful, and yes, Lizzo, Lizzo, and all this other shit, why be offended by it? You feel me? It's a double standard. It's okay for y'all to big up fat people, but then the minute you get called fat, it's an issue. The fat phobic is calling some, like, let's say calling her fat, okay, or maybe calling her fat. That's fat phobic. Calling her fat is the truth. She is fat. I don't see. I don't know.
Do you ever? That's obviously directed towards you.
I love how it interrupts the flow of conversation.
Hang on just a sec, everybody. Touchgrass69 just sent us $200 to say the most evil shit in the world. And I'm gonna let him.
This happens throughout the...
Well, what is he gonna do? Well, what is he gonna do exactly? It's the computer that read that shit out, not him. Is he gonna just delete the computer shit and stop reading it? What do you mean you're gonna let him? This is a podcast. Why have the freedom of speech? So people, I can say whatever, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but other people can't. I don't know, Jarvis. You can't.
The show, in fact, I would say it's like a core tenet of the show that there's just a gaggle of guys sitting around spending hundreds of dollars to virtually catcall and heckle women, paying an influencer for exclusive access to their content. I don't know, bro. Sounds like simp behavior to me. But even worse than that, some guys will spend hundreds of dollars throughout the course of an episode to have an ongoing conversation with the panel. I watched someone do this in a 4-hour episode. He was asking the women to rate his appearance, and it culminated in one of the saddest screenshots of all time. YouTube has a max of $500 a day. I can't give any more money. Please have the girls rate me.
That is not sad.
Please, I would give more, but the web...
YouTube is trying to save me from financial ruin, but I don't need to so ahead have this bitch rate me. Why do you care so much about what people you would never meet think about your looks, bro? And then if they say some shit, you won't be on some insecure shit or some fucking suicidal shit if they don't give you the rating that you want to hear. And the fact that you gave money, I doubt that isn't even going to be sincere.
Website won't let me. Please tell me if I'm hot or not. I just feel like it's relevant to consider the community being fostered here, where a bunch of lost men are hating on women that they privately seek the approval of, or publicly, for $500. The OnlyFans are cheaper, by the way, and they let you message them. And on top of all of this, the podcast is so boring and no one seems to be having a good time. Brian is the most reluctant misogyny profiteer that I have ever seen. And I'm not even convinced that he believes what he's saying.
I don't like these terms like alpha and high value or high status.
Is it a red pill man or what is it?
Red
what do you
pill's
guys call
okay.
it?
I'm
Red
okay with the
pillers?
red pill. But
I even saw that you retweeted a video of someone, of one of the hosts calling one of the girls a dumb bitch, and then it goes into the meta of the person watching it calling the girl a dumb bitch, and then it goes into the meta of someone watching and calling that a dumb bitch. You know what the show does. You know what it is.
Wait, did I even? I don't know if I retweeted I'm not sure if I reposted that on my Twitter feed. However, if you're talking about the Freedom Tunes cartoon, which
whether
is
or not you
satirical, which was not produced by whatever.
So you don't think that anyone watches this show for that?
For what?
At least on shows like Fresh and Fit, there's some dynamism to the hosts. Like, they're the worst people you've ever seen or heard, but hey, they're charismatic. In contrast, Brian is just flat. Even the title of the show is just whatever. You know? He's like if Toby from
I mean, come on, let's be honest. Fresh and Fit isn't no fucking better either. Come on.
The Office hated women. It's not even entertaining when he kicks people off.
I've chosen to redirect the conversation. You can either accept that or you can leave. Your choice.
Yeah, for people out there who like are listening to this,
Get up.
I'm literally
Get up.
about to
Get
leave.
out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Get out.
Brian couldn't even put down the fork. And then, of course, this woman drove two of the other guests.
Peace out.
This is Sparta!
See ya.
I'm gonna get up too, but thank you for having me.
Okay, you can
It's
leave.
nice meeting you.
Nah, you can't sit here. You gotta get out. You gotta get out.
What? We drove together.
Okay. Make it a...
Is whole squad leaving or what?
Well, we got a whole squad.
Make it a hat trick then.
He is so proud of himself for kicking 3 people off. But it's like a technicality because she drove the other 2. Oh, is that a hat trick? It's like, oh, I'm so cool, dude. I'm a football star because I kicked off 3 ladies from my podcast. It's like...
I feel like this nigga is just trying to... No, but he's not really saying anything that's like... He's just attacking them. Okay, let me not say attacking. Because I hate when people say they're attacking people with their words, so I can't say that. He's just... Fuck, what's the word? He's just trying to belittle them in a way, but without actually trying to understand, like, both sides of the shit. He's a white knight. He's white knighting for the bitches. Like, even in the fat phobia shit and your whole... The other trigger warning shit that he put, whatever the case might be, you could tell he's a white knight because this gives him view. I don't know if this is... Who am I to say? This is probably how he sees this shit, but if you really are this intellectual type shit, or you trying to prove that shit, you should at least try to understand where people are coming from to an extent where you can get their views. I get it if the views are outlandish, but how is it somebody, I don't get the whole, like, how is somebody insecure for wanting boundaries in a relationship? How is that a controlling type of thing? You feel me? Like, how, and then you talking about, he lets the super chat people, the people who donate, have their shit read. How is that anything on him? What is he supposed to say after that? Is he's catering to the viewers? Yeah, he is. Because the viewers are the one that makes the shit, or makes the, or what makes the people say, imagine paying $200 to have something better, like have something, and then have the whole say, no, fuck you, but you can't get your money back. Like, you see what I mean? I don't know, it's weird, bro. This video is weird.
It's the title of the episode. Heated debate. 3 girls kicked off. Hat trick. Please take yourself seriously. You did not kick 3 people off. The other 2 are a technicality. I'm not even convinced that he is doing this for any reason other than the fact that Fresh and Fit also do it.
Shout out to Fresh and Fit for the inspiration. Check them out on YouTube.
I watched my friend Noah's video that briefly touched on this, but it's funny to see that this man's own audience is starting to turn on him for not being masculine enough. And I can't feel bad because he's been profiting off of this, which is sad because at the end of the day, it seems like a guy half-heartedly going for a cash grab, which he's done before because
that's Jarvis Johnson, bro. I don't know. This video is, to me, I don't disagree with some of the shit. I agree with some of the shit you say, but majority of the shit that you're saying, I feel like you're just saying it to try to fucking please your audience. You feel me? I think you're just trying to please your audience, but you're not really saying anything more. You're not really trying to prove, debate, debunk, whatever the fuck it is. You're not really trying to do that other than white knight. Like, your whole thing is just white knight for the other shit. Like, you're talking about fat. How is it fat phobia if the person is legitimately fat? She is legitimately overweight. Like, you're trying to say what? Fat isn't attractive to a lot of people, and that's the truth. I don't see how that's fat phobia. It's preference, but it's true. It's true. It's statistic. A lot of men wouldn't want a fat bitch. Why do you think a lot of fat bitches really don't like being fat or being called fat, even though it's the truth? But hey, that's just me. So let me know what y'all think. This video been going on for almost an hour, but I'm not interested. So let me know what y'all think. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Yo, if y'all really want a real nigga to be a part of this podcast, bro, you feel me? Let's blow this shit up, nigga. We out here. We actually got views. We got talks. We make points. We battle. You know, we agree. We see the good and the bad and the bad and the bad. So we gonna call out everything, bro. Like, for real. You just gotta be a genuine. I'm a genuine person. I'm a genuine person. Alright. Catch y'all niggas later. Hope y'all enjoyed.